Can he do it?
Yeah, double podiums.
Here we are.
Exactly what he needs.
As the lights are out, and we are away, Darnell gets an absolutely massive hose start, I can see in the background, but it is Evoke Replay who keeps the lead. Further behind, it looks like someone's had a bit of a shocking start.
Jam's had a good start.
Yeah, it's Sharp Metal that's had a bit of a poor start. Jam has had a good one, gaining up one position, so that is P6, but then Southerner Ahead's also had a good start. As someone's gone, that is SLR Hammers.
Southerner and Charlie.
But Southerner and Charlie...
Jam's already up into P4.
Yeah, Southerner and Charlie have hit each other. That is not ideal at all for those two. But it is absolutely music to Jam's ears. He has pretty much a clear run at P1. The only really what I would call quote-unquote difficult driver to overtake in terms of having won previous championships, for example, is Race Roller ahead of him. They do happen to be in the same car, so I don't know whether Race Roller is going to think Jam is his teammate for this one, so I'm going to want to play some team games. I don't know. But hang on a second, Crispy and Griffiths, look at how they're getting on. They have gone up to P5 and P6 already themselves. But they're dueling it out here. Crispy looks to have got the inside line and looks to have kept the position over the Prema driver. So can they close up to Jam and perhaps spoil his party? He's managed to get ahead of the drivers that he needs to, but he still has the drivers behind who are going to be rapid as well. Benster as well up into
the
P7.
back of Roller.
Yeah,
Evo spun towards the back as well.
Oh, it's Crispy spun. Crispy's had a spin. And has dropped down to P11. Oh, is he disconnected? No, he's not. I'm not sure what's happened to Crispy. But he's pulling it into the pits anyway. Obviously not happy with something. Oh, he's got damage, that's why. I see. That makes sense. But Jam's still all over the back of Race Roller. And yeah, here it looks like...
the camera angle, actually.
Looks like it's going to be a bit of a train. Is Jam going to try and send it up the inside of Race Roller here, or is he going to try and fight to get the position? Oh, he's had a much better exit than his teammate. So here we go, side by side here on the main straight. They're going wheel to wheel. This is the podium position that Jam desperately wants, because it will make it that much easier for him to get the points that he needs in the feature race. Side by side here, how much is Roller going to fight? Is he going to stick it in, or is he going to relinquish the position? It looks like he's going to relinquish the position and not put up too much of a fight there. So that is Jam up into P3.
This is massive for Jam. He said he needed a podium, and he's already well on the way, and it's only one lap into it.
Yeah, he's pretty much the perfect start. But don't count Griffiths out as well. Do not count Griffiths out, because he's in P5, and with that pole position and looking clearly the quickest driver in qualifying, is in a very good position. Someone else has spun. That is Darnell. Yeah, Darnell
and Charlie.
Yeah, Darnell had a great start, but then it's all the way down, basically where he started. So it's one step forward, 2 steps back, I think you would say, for Darnell
as well. Mashed up in the P12 ahead of Charlie now. Charlie's been involved in those 2 incidents.
Yes, it is. That is massive for that one. And then they will go again in the main race.
Charlie's behind Baggy as well, so that's even less points he's getting.
Indeed it is. I was looking at this, Race Roller is still kept with Jam as he's trying to close up to Owen. And it's very, very close here. But yeah, Liam reckons in the chat that Jam should win from here. Yeah, I think he is overwhelmingly the favourite. Darnell's crashed. Now, is that going to be a safety car? Is that going to be a safety car? It doesn't look like it. Looks like we have escaped without one. Oh, his Race Roller's broken way too late, and he almost rear ends his teammate there. That was nearly something very, very ugly. As Race Roller just completely misjudges it, completely forgets where to brake. I don't know whether someone took out the brake marker board. I know Race Roller does not use a racing line, so potentially there is that. I have had that issue. Especially with lack of practice, and Race Roller has not really had much practice in these cars. But that frees up Griffiths, and we could have a really good battle here between Jam and Griffiths for P1 in this sprint.
Exactly, if I look at the top 4, all of them separated by virtually a second.
Yeah, Evoke is the bus here. He is the Jake Benham from last night in F1 Esports. And yeah, Owen looking very, very strong as well himself. He must be He must be very, very happy with his position at the moment.
Here comes Jam's thinking about it.
He doesn't want to take the risk.
Wisely.
Owen is clean.
Yeah.
Owen is clean, but when you're in that situation, do you want to take the risk? I'm not sure.
Ooh, thought about it again there.
Oh, that was a bit risky. Going side by side there, you can easily just understeer wide. But
Jam's desperate to get the move done. He wants to get the move done before Griffiths can attack him.
Yeah, he wants to put cars between him and Toby.
Owen's
but he's
got the switch back on him.
And Griffiths is going to have the run on them both. So Evoke's gone defensive to stop Jam, but that's giving Owen the slipstream. And so now, what can Griffiths do behind? Are they going to go 3 wide into this corner? I'm not sure. It looks like
Toby
Griffiths...
wisely thinks otherwise.
Yeah, but then Jam's all out of shape, it looks like. It looks like he's got a poor run. But at the moment, I think he is going to be safe. But can Griffiths get through? This is really crucial stuff. It looks like Owen's running a bit less wing than Jam, which is why he's getting so much more speed than him. And could that be a little bit of a mistake there from the Campos driver? No. I'm not so sure.
Oh, Toby's gone into the back of him.
Oh, Owen saves it though, so he will be alright. As now Benster's there out of nowhere. Benster, he is quick.
Toby's going to go for the move up down the inside. He's thinking about it. Can't do it.
No, he doesn't do it. Nope. And it looks like... yeah, Jam's got that car that he needed. And can he get the second one? If he can pass Evoke here, because Evoke is having to go really defensive, if he can pass Evoke here, then he can clear off before Toby can even get a chance to get near him. Although he's been tapped by...
the back of him.
Oh,
that's a big save. Oh, there's carnage behind.
There's carnage behind.
Everyone's round. Toby's round. Baseballers round. Benster's round. Owen is.
I don't know whether that's caused... Is Owen maybe being hit by Toby? Has Owen hit Jam and that's caused the little bit of concertina effect that Toby's hit from behind? I'm not sure.
But Toby's got away with it. Yeah,
he does have end plate. He does have end plate damage. He's got end plate damage. So there we are. That is a very, very important phase of the race. It's absolutely gutting stuff, that is, from Owen in particular, because he was in P3. But yeah, I'm not sure. That instant is definitely going to go to the stewards. But yeah.
That was a potentially championship-winning save from Jam.
Yeah. Yeah.
To not spin after Owen went straight to the back of him.
Yeah, and from potentially spinning, he's now going up into P1, but Evoke is fighting him. Evoke is holding on down the inside, and is he going to give Jam the run? Jam's going all the way around the outside and makes the move. So Jam takes the lead of the race, and that is 15 points at the moment that he will absolutely love. And that will mean that he just needs a P3 in the race, in the following race, in the feature.
Baggy fan is also leading the Evo race. He's overtaken Mash.
Mash has a time penalty as well, so Charlie can end up getting him at all. Charlie can end up getting him as well. It's indeed gone Baggy. But yeah. Yeah, now can Toby pass Evoke despite this damage? And can he still fight Jam because he looks quick? Well. But Toby's going to try and pass him before the DRS. Oh! They make contact. And Toby's been given a legal overtake.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a massive mess there. Somehow Evoke and Toby get... Oh, because of Jam. Yeah, they both get DRS because of Jam ahead. That makes sense.
Southerner's back in it after his early spin with Charlie.
Yes, he is.
With Charlie.
As Evoke's going super defensive now. I think
so
now this is
a bit of a run on him. No DRS as well now.
Yep, Toby. Oh, they've crashed
again.
They've crashed. Evoke has just completely turned in on Toby on the straight.
It's the second time in 3 straights.
Yeah, it looks like. To be honest, it looks like both times. Both times, Evoke has just turned in on Toby on the straight. Like, sorry, but
just trying to squeeze him too much.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. That's a weird one, but Toby has dropped all the way down and got severe front wing damage, and yeah, as Evoke's left the session. Don't know whether he's rage quit or something after that, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's not great at all. That's not great at all.
And now Southerner
it.
suddenly back up in the P2 when he was down to P10 after turn 3.
Yep, had an excellent recovery, Southerner, and he's someone that always has that racing nous, always is able to keep calm and be in a good position. And yeah, he's actually driving a similar pace to Jam as well. He's looking very quick for Southerner. So now I'm looking at Race Roller. And someone who gained a load of positions. Ogween's gained 15 since the start of the race.
And here he goes under attack this time. It's not as dodgy and Race Roller with the dive bomb.
Oh. As I tell you what,
Race Roller's got damage as well, and he's lost the rear end, and here comes Benster on both of them.
Yeah, and Benster was another one who got affected. He had a moment or something. I think he got caught up in that massive crash at the exit at the final corner.
Yeah,
but I tell you what, though, I'm not sure what's up with Jam at the moment, but...
Oh yeah, Southerner's gained 6 temps on him.
Southerner's looking a lot quicker than him. I'm not sure. I'm like... Zvoke is joined back. Obviously realised that there was a second race that he needed to complete. But...
Jam losing the rear end again a bit at the final corner.
Do you think he's got rear wing damage from that thing with Owen? Maybe. He's had the pace, but I mean, Southerner's a quick driver.
He's not showing confidence at all.
Yeah, Southerner gains an entire tenth on him there. That is...
He won't have DRS, crucially, just.
Yeah, he might have it on the next one. But yeah, it looks like Jam is really sketchy. He's really sketchy on the throttle. And... Yeah, I don't know whether... this is an issue. Or whether he's potentially just made a mistake on the previous lap. Let's have a look whether Southerner gets DRS here, because surely if you're Jam, you'd want to make sure that Southerner doesn't get DRS. It does look like he's put the gap up a bit this lap. So maybe it was panic stations too soon in terms of getting a little bit worried about Jam potentially having damage, because he's managed to open up that gap nicely. Oh, there's another move. Race Roll and Dodgy again. And Dodgy had the inside line and keeps the position.
Benster trying on Ogween. Wisely doesn't go for the move. In sector 3.
As we now enter lap 9. As Race Roller picks up
Race Roller pen. It's going to drop him behind Bennett as it stands.
Yep. That does drop Race Roller out of the points as well. As who has the fastest lap here? That's what I want to ask myself. Change to fast. Oh yeah, you change it.
Well,
here.
it is crispy. But inside
in
the top 10, it is Southerner.
By 5,000.
Benster's got it. Actually.
Oh, Benster's got it by he's got it by a tenth. It's a 35.9. So. As Vogt picks up a time penalty, he's had a race to forget after leading the first few laps. But yeah, so need to keep an eye, and I might actually do a little bit of a watch on Jam's lap times here, because he started to pull out the gap to Southerner. Oh, Spencer's passed Ogween down the inside, and Race Roller passes Dodgy as well.
Got Dodgy.
Yeah,
although Roller's not going to have DRS, although Dodgy's got a terrible exit, so he won't be able to attack back again into DRS. But of course, Race Roller does have that 3-second time penalty.
Yep. Yep, and Dodgy is probably going to play this smart, I think. Or Merckx and Owen are battling side by side. It's not really worth much. Oh, they make a bit of contact. But it's all well and good. And Owen gets the position. But let's just have a look at Jam's lap time. He's gone quicker, but it's not by enough. Benster still has a quicker lap time than him. Still has a quicker lap time. So,
As it
So, yeah.
stands, Jam's going to need 4th place and the fastest lap in the feature race.
or just a podium. A podium will do from
But
this
yeah,
position.
top 4 or podium. Well, top 4 and fastest lap off the podium.
Yep. Yeah, because this will put him on 12 points behind, and he also has the fewer wins. So 13 or more points it'll be. And I want to see, is he improving on this lap as well? There's not really any other battles going on at the moment apart from Merckx and Owen. So I do
How many less
want to
wins
focus on
does
this.
Jam have? Because this,
I
if
don't
he's only
know.
one behind, this would be the equaliser.
It's a good point. It's a
So
very
then
good
it'll go
point.
to most second places.
Oh, that's a quick fastest lap from Toby. It's very, very meaningless. And actually, him going on to a set of super softs is going to give him one less
Pretty
set
sure
of
that's
tyres
his
for the
third
race.
That's his 2nd or 3rd pit stop as well.
He might have burnt out the super softs. This track, Jam actually leaves the track there. If he gets the fastest lap here, then that'll be a bit sus. No, he doesn't. 5,000 soft. We're going pretty consistently. I wonder whether he'll have Jam in. I wonder whether. I think Jam and Ham are together at the moment. Maybe Ham's watching the stream and is telling him in person exactly what fastest lap he needs to get the extra 2 points. Maybe. I'm not sure. Has Benster maybe changed the goalpost a bit though? No, he hasn't. He's still not improved. So it's still that.
Yeah, so only
so
2
close.
hundredths that Jam
It's
needs.
so close. This is actually quite exciting. It's like another quali session at the end of the race. Can Jam get that extra 2 points? Once again, Corey nervously sweating in the stream, I'm sure. Yeah, Jam driving very, very well. He's not gaining massively on Southerner. Southerner still has some strong pace, but he is gaining on him. And after we potentially were thinking that Jam was going to be overtaken even by Southerner, or Southerner reeled him in. Southerner said no to that. Oh, as Benster's got this P4.
Yep. Oh, Shutmetal's got the inside line though.
Oh, it does look like Benster's just about going to be able to out-drag him now. I think Dr. Shutmetal's going to have to back out. So Benster gets the position. As Jam going for the fastest lap check. Has he got it? Looks like he was a bit slower
got
on
all
this one.
completely out of shape, and now Benster's right behind him.
Also, this is the battle for the podium here. Suddenly, we have it's a 5-way battle here. Because if Benster and Paraquix make contact, then Shutmetal, Ogween, Roller are in it as well.
Power's just completely parked it at the apex as well. Power's got no confidence whatsoever here. Benster.
Yeah, he's parking the bus. He's
He's going to have to...
He's just waiting. He's waiting for DRS.
Ooh, he's almost gets shunted in the rear by Shutmetal. Ogween's in the back of Shutmetal as well.
So here we go. This is the battle for P3. Paraquix going defensive. Benster. It's going to be a pretty clean move, but this is on the first DRS straight. So can Para now focus on his exit and get the position back? Benster's been making moves forward all race and has been impressively quick. But
Jam's
now has
not going to get
Paraquix to
fastest
deal
lap.
with.
He's 2 tenths down.
Yep, so this
At the
is going to
moment.
be 15 points only. I say only, it's still a really good result for him. But given how close he is to the fastest lap, I'm sure he'll be disappointed with it. But can Para get past Benster? He's got a brilliant exit. And is he going to try it here?
Benster's lost the
This is
rear
gonna
end
be
a little.
so close. I think Para's going to potentially try and lunge it. No, he isn't. It looks like Benster's going to get it. His yellow flag is set to 3.
And it...
Yeah. Oh, as Para's made contact with him. He's made a little bit of contact with him, but thankfully he saves it. As Jam comes forward to win the race. That is an excellent result for him, but it is not done yet. Southerner gets P2, and Benster claims P3 over Para. Well, it's so close at the end, though. So that is 15 points for Jam in the title fight. Who's going to get the position over Mash and Charlie? It looks like it's going to be Mash. Just wait to see Charlie come up towards the line. Yes, it is Mash.
Yeah.
Gets the position over Charlie. So, as Para's annoyed at his mistake, yeah, he said he made a mistake, and yeah, that's cost him P3 ultimately. But still another chance, of course, in the feature race. But yeah, Jam really. I think he did what he needed to do there, because all he needs to do now is keep his position. If he keeps his position to P3, then he's done it. But of course, anything can happen
Especially in
the
a feature race.
Yeah.
There you got the pit stops,
race,
increased chance of safety cars, and more chaos.
Yeah, that was a great race though. Quite a few incidents, but to be expected.
Jam knows exactly what he's got to do now. All he needs is to hold position. So he should be able to drive with a bit less pressure now. He knows he doesn't have to go all out for a win. He can just try and manage the podium.
Yep, indeed he can. As Benster confirms, picks up those points. And
Although I would love for him to get P4 so that then we have no idea who the champion is.
Oh yeah, that would be that'd be quite funny. That would be very funny. Yeah, go on. For the fans, we want it. For the fans. 33 we're going in. Okay, cool. Not that long to wait. And this is the main difficulty, is tyre selection. And I think that Griffiths and Crispy are going to have some slight issues with having used some tyres because of the incidents that they were involved in. Crispy well, his was just binning it himself. But yeah, potentially that could give Jam a bit of an advantage on those two. And maybe we won't even need to be even considering talking about it. Who knows? As here we are for some reason they have the wet tyres out in each of the pit garages. I'm not really too sure why.
Are we going to see more wet weather like before?
Oh, they've changed into the super softs. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Crispy super softs, Evoke super soft so far.
And the super softs are important because if there's an early safety car, the super soft runners are benefiting. But if there's no safety car, then the soft runners are benefiting. As we are now ready to go. Short turnaround. Enough to...
There you go, that's what we like to see.
Have a toilet break, stretch your legs, whatever.
Have a cry if you're Corey. Jam is surrounded by super soft tyre runners. Both Southerner behind and Crispy right in front of him on the alternative
Which ones
tyre.
is he going to select? He's going to select the softs now. That's going to give him a worse launch off the line than Southerner and Crispy. Corey reckons that Jam would win on countback if he got P4.
Hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah, who actually
Anyway.
knows?
Anyway, Jam and Griffiths are going to be struggling a bit off the start on those soft compound tyres compared to the super softs. But yeah. Anyway, if Jam does get P4, then we'll crown him champion.
Until told otherwise.
Yep, they've...
I'll try and go through the race reports now.
Corey said it was confirmed by admins, apparently. Apparently
Confirmed.
Jam will win or
Right.
go back. Yep. So it's P4 that he needs. Okay, so it's not going to be no one knows who wins. We actually will know who wins if he gets P4.
That makes Jam's life even easier then.
Yep. I do think that, I mean, like, the thing is, though, one thing I will say, you can never be sure. You can never be sure. We saw Sebastian Vettel 2012, of course, had the lap 1 spin when he only needed something like P6. And Jam needs even higher than that. So yeah. I am going to focus on board with him.
Clean.
I'm going to focus on board with him for the start. Wouldn't usually do this. Would usually focus on the leaders, but I feel like this is that important really. This is really
Championship
potentially
making start.
Yeah. The lap 1 in and amongst turns 1, 2, and 3 are where you usually get the incidents in Abu Dhabi. As the lights are counting up down now, we have 10 lights, and the lights are out, and we are away. Looks like Jam's got a worse start than Crispy and Griffiths. How about his start compared to
Southerner
Southerner?
struggled.
Yeah, Southerner struggled a bit, and Griffiths and Crispy going side by side, but it looks like Jam has kept his
All this
position.
carnage at the back.
Oh, yeah, I can see loads of position changes, One of them is MASH, so that
They're
helps
about
Charlie
5
out quite a
wide
bit.
off the track out there.
But anyway, I'm now looking
Jam
at
survived
Jam.
the crucial stage.
He survives the crucial stage, and he has Griffiths and Crispy fighting ahead of him. Crispy obviously is going to want to make the move on the super softs to get as much of a gap as he needs, but then Southerner's also going to want to pass Jam on the super softs. So we could potentially have a couple of battles here. Battle 1 for the lead of the race. Griffiths potentially going to be overtaken by Crispy, but no, Crispy does not make the move. The Southerner has a bit of a wiggle
Southerner
there.
completely sideways.
Completely
He was looking
sideways.
for the switchback, but it didn't work out.
Let's
Race
look at
Lawler's
SLR
round as well.
Darnell. Look at SLR Darnell. He's up into P7 already. Is that another
He's up
mental
10
start?
places in 5 corners.
A Southerner and Para going side by side as a Griffiths and Toby. Griffiths and Toby? What? Griffiths and Crispy. Yeah, all kinds of things are happening.
Spun.
Owen's gone. Yeah, there's absolute crazy start.
Darnell's up to 6th now.
Darnell absolutely charging forward, and he potentially charge up as far as passing Jam here. He's brought himself back in the race. He's completely brought himself back in the race as Darnell. He's already in T6 and is closing in on his brother. Absolutely
He started at the front.
Absolutely thundering through is SLR Darnell. But at the moment, it is all good for the Campos driver. The Campos driver is in P3. He needs P4, so he has 1 position of buffer. He has that little position of buffer, the same as Nico Rosberg had a couple of years ago. Yep.
And there's the safety car though. That's all those super soft people in a much better position than everyone on the softs.
This Baggy's picking up a fight to Merckx as well. Yeah, if there is a safety car, that would be better.
Here
for the
comes
soft runners.
Crispy. Ooh, backs out of it.
And it would give a really awkward decision to those on softs as well about what you do under that safety car.
Now they'd have to do the men's hungry tactic.
Yeah, but I guess so, yeah. But then it would just put them right at the back, though. Anyway, it's still looking
Yeah, but
pretty
you
good.
dropped way to the back if you don't pit. We saw in Abu Dhabi last season the same thing in the feature race. Everyone Those that stayed out under the safety car ended up coming out the back.
This is another yellow
You
flag.
can't get a pit stop advantage.
That is
It's
Ogween. Ogween is gone.
You can't pull a pit stop gap if there's
This
a
is
safety
another
car.
yellow flag. I'm
But there's
expecting one of
Ogween
them to
and
be
Evo.
Darnell, if I'm honest. I'm expecting one of them to be Darnell at some point. He did exactly the same thing in the sprint. This is
there's
another
more
yellow
yellows
flag.
for Mash. Ooh, that's
Yep.
big for the Evo Championship.
Yeah, Charlie's in a really good position in that one. Because he only was one
Just
position
got past
behind.
Charlie.
Yeah. His Baggy's in P9. Go on, Baggy. Get some points for Trident in Corey's absence, maybe. As Crispy still right on the back of Griffiths, has not been able to make that move. The DRS will be enabled. As all the top 5 are in a train.
Surprised he hasn't been able to make the move early with the super soft tyres. Crispy
been
turned
quite
off
cautious
the DRS
though.
early.
Yeah, he's waiting for the second straight. He is waiting for the second straight, is Crispy.
There he goes.
Yeah, here we go. This is going to be the battle for the lead.
Southerner trying to get Power as well, but Power's got DRS to defend.
So here we are, Crispy down the inside. Griffiths, is he going to fight this? I don't really think he can, to be honest.
Yeah, Crispy's got so much more grip on those tyres.
Crispy takes the lead. His first race since his return, and he's already in P1. Oh, Griffiths looks very late, though. Thought for a second he might have spun round. Spun Crispy round.
Hammers and green again.
Yep,
Wheels in yellows.
yep. I don't think I'm going to bother going to that, if I'm being honest.
Not Green's race today. Well, he had the
Ogween's
race of
race
his
today.
life in the sprint, but feature's not working out for him.
It's Crispy that's the fastest lap of the race. Of course, that's important as well if Jam happens to fall behind this top 5 train. Because it is still a train, so it is a case of one small mistake and he'll be behind it. One big spin and he'll find himself outside the top 10. So it's not over yet, but in a very, very healthy position at the moment is SLR Jam. We've got some life in the finale. We do have some life in the chat. Suddenly, Midzi, Liam, Beast, Golden Egg Fryer, they're all hype in the chat, as they've said. And the hype is for Crispy in his first race back, leading. And also the hype is for SLR Jam, who at the moment will be the champion of the world, as Crofty would say. Or Para's lost DRS there, potentially. Could see a little bit of a battle for P4 here. And one of the super soft runners going to pit. I'm not sure how long their tyres are going to last, because that is the very, very key thing with this. As Baggy's dropped out of the points, that is a bit of a shame. But yeah, that is the key. That is the key thing with this. Is as Para goes very far
how
off
long
track.
can they go? And well, it's still dependent on the safety car as it stands.
Yeah,
One
I
safety
think.
car, and that is Jam in big trouble.
Yeah, but so many people are starting on softs though, that really the only people that benefits over him are Southerner and Crispy. But then that puts him down into effective P4, and that is.
You'd have Baggy, Owen, and Evoke as well, who would all jump Jam as well.
Yeah.
On the super
Oh,
softs.
super soft. Oh, safety car said Baggy can get a podium. Imagine that'd be limbs.
Exactly.
Although I do think the super softs would potentially make it to the end from here, though. I do think.
Yeah, probably with a safety car, they potentially would. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a bit of a stretch, but yeah. But yeah, let's see. Let's see some more action. The action for Southerner versus Paraquix for P4. Southerner takes a massive amount of curb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That curb ruined all of his momentum that he had for the switchback. Although he's got great straight line speed here with the DRS.
yeah, he's absolutely rapid. Paraquix goes defensive. Southerner, can he hold it around the outside? We've not seen many people do
Try
that.
and look for a switchback there. Can't do it.
He does have a lot better
potentially
run.
get a run on him. Nah, Southerner backs out of it wisely. You can't really get a move done in this reprofiled Sector 3 nowadays.
Yeah, it's very difficult. And I mean, I think I think really this is just being patient as well for Southerner, because Paraquix lost that DRS. He's going to have 12 more opportunities.
Ooh, Southerner's in.
Yep, going for that undercut. Going for that undercut very early on. And I think that's quite smart from him, because clearly he was losing time behind Para, and yeah, potentially try and get him in the pit stops rather than getting him on the track. There's another yellow flag.
More yellows for Mash.
Yep.
Title slipping away from him.
Yep. Looks very good for Charlie at the moment still. As it looks very good for Jam as well. Corey needs divine intervention, basically, here, I would say. Is what he needs. He needs he needs
Corey
something
needs to
to
get his
happen to
checkbook
Jam.
out
Yeah.
and pay someone off.
As interestingly, Southerner coming out of the pits has come up behind everyone. So should they decide to pit
Yeah,
early?
yeah,
they'll be in
there's more
traffic.
yellows for Mercs this time.
Yeah, the ARTs have been just in all kinds of trouble. As here we are, battle for the lead. Griffiths braking
might get
super
stuck
late.
behind Mercs.
Then he might also get DRS on Mercs.
No, they're going to go side by side into the
But
chicane.
the leaders are going side by side though. Griffiths on the side of Crispy. They make contact. They make a little bit of contact. Oh, it's Darnell's crashed. Darnell has crashed. Is that going to be a safety
And
car?
is that the safety car?
I'm not sure. As
But yes,
Crispy
Southerner was
passes.
affected massively from Mercs.
It is. It is a safety car. Oh my god, they've had to
Southerner
absolutely
has
dive it
pitted
into
at
the
the
pits.
exact wrong point.
They've had to dive it into the pits, the top two. They nearly missed it. They nearly missed it. And I don't really think they would have needed to, because I think they would have got out ahead of the safety car anyway. But that is a safety car, and that is going to be an almighty
has really
stretch.
hurt his brother there.
But has he though? Because will these super softs make it to the end of the race for Jam and Griffiths? I'm not so sure.
Surely
As Bennett is staying out.
they'll be
Bennett is
high on
staying
wear,
out.
yeah, but that extra lap and Southerner would have been your net P2.
Yep, that is true.
Southerner was affected massively from the Mercs. Lost well over a second.
Let's see where he comes out though, because
He's
really,
going
it's
to come out
if he
behind
doesn't.
Benster.
Yeah, he has
down
lost
in
out.
P7.
Yeah, he has lost out. Apara's had a wing change, I think. Unless that, no, he double stacked behind Griffiths.
Yeah.
Interesting.
James in P3.
Yeah,
And
Hammers in
Bennett is your
P3
leader.
indeed. Yeah. And of course the safety car. So, but yeah, this is really interesting now. It's going to be a bit of a stretch for the Super Softs, but that's going to
That
be a
brings
stretch
up
for
its own
everyone.
challenges trying to get past James and especially Bennett. Bennett is very tricky to overtake.
Yeah, Bennett is very
So
tricky to
who
overtake.
knows what is going to happen when the whole train of cars try to get past him
Yeah.
once again.
Your guess is as good as mine. But yeah.
Although a crash is the last thing we want to determine this title.
Indeed. But it's really not what Jam needed, because he was having a really, really comfortable race. He was having a really, really comfortable race. He was in P... Yeah, he was chilling in P3, just sitting behind Crispy, sitting behind Griffiths, and has now been faced with a safety car that has meant that he is... Well, currently he's in P5. Obviously, obviously Bennett and Hammers
James is just Crispy's pitted again. Crispy thinks those. Why is Crispy pitting actually?
Why is Crispy pitting?
He's on the soft tyres. It's not like he was worried they wouldn't go to the end.
Oh, is it put on Is it put on the set that he used in the? Has it put on the set that he used in the sprint? Maybe
Oh, yeah, he did pit in.
because he pitted for a set of
Yeah,
softs in the sprint. Is that it? Maybe. Wow. So that's put Crispy pretty much out of
put
it.
Jam into P2.
That
Net
is,
P2.
yeah, maybe, and maybe he'll be looking to send in what happened on pit entry ahead of him. I'm not so sure, because that was a very, very late reaction from Griffiths and Crispy. Obviously would hate for the race to be decided in that way, but it is something that is worth considering when it comes to the end of the race, and a completely instinctive reaction given the timing of the safety car, but at the same time they barely had any time. Yeah, they barely had any time to react. A very instinctive reaction, but ultimately there are certain rules that you have to abide by on pit entry, and they may have broken them. But obviously, we're not going to worry about that now.
In other divisions, that crossing the pit lane line hasn't been a penalty in the past. So we'll have to wait and see. Depends on what the F2 stewards think, but certain divisions haven't given a pen for it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see exactly. Just that's all we can do, really. As the safety car is going to be out for another lap, I think, because Volk won't catch up. So it's going to give that extra lap that Griffiths, Jam and Co need. As of course they're now all in that same situation of having the super softs and trying to stretch them to the end of the race. Except of course Southern are bagging an Owen.
Now.
Usually what happens in this situation...
Safety car's been out long enough.
Yeah, safety car has been out long enough. Yeah, 8 laps from now, and they probably have about 5-10% wear on them at the moment. Obviously, well, I think they pitted on lap 7, and Crispy's tyres did the formation lap plus the first 7 laps, and he wasn't planning to pit either. That's the key thing, because he made such a late decision when coming into the pits. That tells me that he wanted to stretch out the super softs even longer. So it does show that they potentially will still have a decent bit of life into them. But who knows, we may see a tyre go boom on the last lap, and that would be interesting. Well, I'll tell you what is interesting as well. Benster, we saw how much pace he had in the sprint. Finds himself into the top 5, effective P3. I'll tell you what, he'll be gunning for a race victory.
Yeah, exactly.
Griffiths as well is on older tyres.
What would Jam do? Would he go fully defensive, try and keep him behind, or would he just let him through, knowing that he's got a bit of a gap? Got a bit of a safety net at the moment for the title.
Yeah.
Everyone's slamming the brakes on down here, though.
Yeah, that's because the safety car is coming in. And there's two Red Bull backed cars in P1 and P2 of Bennett and Hammers. So yeah, a bit of inter-team teamwork, bit of Sergio Perezing going on. I don't know. I think Bennett is just doing this for vibes. He saw the safety car and saw the opportunity. I think he said in the chat that he would love to have a little bit of fun in P1 if he could.
He's gone already.
He's absolutely bolted it, and he's caught Hammers napping. And the key thing is that they can't overtake the Red Bull until now. Toby's going to have him going into turn 1. Yes, he is. But Benster is close to Jam to what Jam is to the car ahead of him. So now, can Jam pass SLR James, SLR Hammers, through here? It's a bit of a risky move.
He's going to go around the outside.
He's done it. He has done it, and Benster's followed straight away. So now Jam, Benster, Griffiths all got through very cleanly. But Benster looks like he's got a bit of a run here on the Campos driver. You've seen Benster making the move.
Switch at the very exit. It's affected his run, but he has got more straight line speed than Jam.
Is he going to go for it? There's not DRS, so he's not going to have to worry about the next straight. He thinks about it.
Jam's gone very late for the braking.
Yeah, Jam's able to brake quite a bit later. As here we are. We have Bennett versus Griffiths for P1. Bennett going ultra defensive to the inside, as expected. I'm going to watch this from Jam's perspective. Oh, is Jam going to be able to sneak through on them both? Because Bennett's being passed around the outside by Griffiths.
Toby's taken
contact.
He's taken Toby out. Jam's leading.
Oh, now that is interesting.
Heartbreak for Toby. Looked like he was going to try and win both races, and he's been taking them out in both.
Yeah, that is. Toby's not going to be happy with that at all. As he just saw.
Powers lost it again, where he did in the race previous.
Yeah.
But he's managed to not lose any
P4
positions
again
this
as
time.
well. So it is Jam in the lead of the race now. So after all that, it's massively,
Once again,
massively helped
Southerner in top 3 as well.
Yeah, and he's on those softs, which potentially could be better by the end of the race. So Southerner looking very tidy here, but
Yeah,
wow,
Southerner
that
can
is...
just keep within DRS range at this stage.
And the big thing here as well is, well, that incident with Bennett and Toby could have very easily been Jam. Could have very easily been Jam. Jam would have seen that, and of course, it's very lucky that the two had him ghosted. I think be well and truly thankful, counting his lucky stars over that one. But yeah, up into P1 and with a lot of buffer. But Benster looks seriously quick behind him. Just moves in the midfield. Roller and Evo swapping positions. Crispy. Here comes Crispy.
Other than... Oh, Southerner's dropped out the ice as well, but other than Benster and Southerner, there's not really anyone else that could challenge Jam.
Yeah.
So it's only going to take a collision or a big Jam mistake for him not to win this title.
Yeah, I think he's looking very good. I think he's looking very, very good at the moment. Really, I mean, without that incident between Toby and Bennett, you'd be thinking potentially, obviously, Bennett ahead. What can happen with Bennett on those older tyres? But then, now that incident has happened, Jam in an excellent position. But I think the last thing he'll want, though, is... I think he'll want to win. He'll want to win, but at the same time, the last thing he'll want is this pressure from Benster. Because you know that the car behind you, if they just lock up once, because Benster, I know, does not use ABS in these cars, if you just lock up once, if you just make a slight mistake, if they just take a different line to you...
himself if he's unnecessarily pushed himself to try and get a win.
Yeah.
When he doesn't need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Lose the battle but win the war.
But the issue is do you just let yourself drop back that further position? I'm not so sure. He might not have any choice though, because Benster broke very late. Oh, there's a bit of changing positions. But I think there might be one for the lead. No, there isn't. Looks like Jam is going to be safe to Benster.
This will be back
but
up
look
in the
at
P8
this battle.
after his pit stop.
Could be up into P6 here as well. As Dodgy, Crispy, Orgween, and Charlie are going side by side. Crispy gets the position on Charlie. So does Orgween.
Thought Orgween was going to collide with Charlie then for a second.
Yeah, they would not be happy in the party. Charlie would not be happy in the party with Orgween at the moment if that happened. It's yellow in sector 3.
If that happened, that would match the championship as well.
Indeed it would. This gap between the top two is still absolutely nothing. Benster seriously pressuring. I think Benster has the fastest lap as well. Yes, he does. He's got the fastest lap in both in the sprint. Got that P3 in the sprint. If he wins this, he'll be the top goal scorer for the entire. Thinking too much about my World Cup bet for this weekend. Yeah.
Evo almost went straight into the back of Charlie because Charlie lost it on the exit of turn 1.
It's like Evo.
Luckily for Charlie, Evo managed to get out of the way. Well, managed to take avoiding action.
Yeah, it's absolute carnage here, this battle. It still is. But here we are, battle for P1.
Got the run on Dodgy.
Benster has the run on Jam, more importantly.
Charlie once again losing out on traction. Charlie could lose 3 places here in the straight. Evo's gone by, now Owen as well.
Yeah, Charlie's fallen way back, but Jam's fallen back in position as well. How hard is he going to fight this though? How hard is he going to want to try and get back past Benster for the race win? Benster goes defensive. Jam does not risk it around the outside there. He's going to settle for staying in P2. And how far up could Crispy get as well? He's up into P6 ahead of Dodgy. And potentially could be looking as high up in P5, maybe even P4 here. But yeah, Charlie at the moment, I think with the extra points difference you get between P1 and P2 for the Evo feature and the Evo Sprint, Charlie is going to get it, but...
I think Mash is ahead by 2 points after the sprint race, and it's 3 points the difference in the feature race.
Yeah, so it is looking quite good for Charlie. And it is looking quite good for Jam as well.
Whoever wins this race between the 2 Evo drivers is the champion, basically.
Yep. And Charlie's got Griffiths to contend with right behind him. Griffiths will be very, very annoyed. Because he is... Well, he was in contention of a win. Oh, someone's gone ahead! That is... Evo has spun. Evo has spun on the exit of the hairpin. And he's dropped all the way down to P15. It's now Griffiths down the inside of Charlie. Ogween's acting dodgy as well. Go on board with that one first. As Crispy's lost it as well. Crispy's completely spun.
Yep, Crispy's gone.
And he has dropped all the way down. Oh, he's had an eventful few races. A couple of races, Crispy.
Eventful return to action for him.
Indeed he has.
He's just saying Toby and Owen to collide at 2-1.
Alright. Let's go on board with Toby. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty solid bet, that one, I reckon. Just depends how much life Toby has in his tyres.
Yeah, we're on those soft tyres, so he should be able to have more pace right at the very end. But we haven't really seen the super softs drop off too much. Southern are still not within DRS range.
He got close, but missed out by like half a tenth, I think. Zevo's gone again, I think. Oh no, he's just been overtaken. I'm not sure.
I think it's Evo overtaking Evoke.
Anyway, Griffiths has that DRS on Owen. I don't think Owen has DRS in the car ahead of him. No, he doesn't. So here we are.
Not sure how. He's 8 tenths behind the car in front.
It's because it's because of the detection.
Dodgy must have made a mistake.
He had a really good exit, I think, Owen, but at the detection he wasn't. But now he is going to be at this detection, I think. As Griffiths is a massive tank slapper as well, so Owen looking very safe. And at the moment, Jam looking safe for the title. At the moment, the gap between
Still
him...
pulling away to Southerner as well.
At the moment, the gap between him and P5, which is what he would need to drop to not win the title. Oh, Owen's gone. No, not Owen's gone, but Griffiths is gone.
It's Sobe. Yep. There we go.
He says now 6-1. I think that's suspended now.
Yeah, I think it's probably now 0-1. Charlie and Mash though battling out on track. Mash does have the time penalty though, so he's going to need to force Charlie into a mistake if he wants to win the Evo title.
Or force Charlie into a wall. Would alternatively work.
Yeah, or that. Oh, more yellows for Crispy's gone again.
Yep. So here we are. Is Jam going to try and pass Benster back here, maybe? Does he want that win on track? Does he want to end this with back-to-back victories? Because he won... Because after all of this...
He's got the safety gap to do so.
Yeah, because after all this, he's won the sprint, and he's now challenging for the victory in the feature. So we were saying potentially he'd have some struggles. He's actually almost maximised his results, and I think he will want that feature race win. Kind of put it beyond any doubt at all.
Mash and Charlie trading places. They're side by side. Mash has gone around the outside of Charlie.
He has that. That potentially could become interesting if Charlie gets a time penalty. Oh, Mash has 8
But he can
seconds,
almost
never
back
mind.
off on this last. Oh, is it 8 seconds? Oh yeah, Charlie knows he's got this done then. All he has to do is keep it on the track.
As Para looks to have made another mistake going on to the final lap, because Race Roller is right with him. Could Para get past in the final lap twice in a row?
More yellow flags for Evoke. And
crashed.
Evoke's retired on track.
Oh no, that might be the pit lane. That might be the pit lane.
Nope, it's on track.
Interesting.
Ames has just had to drive around Evoke's.
Nice. As here we are,
Retired
Race
on
Roller
track. Ah.
down the inside of Para Quicks. Para breaks a lot later. Can Para get the position? Oh, he tries to get the better run, but it doesn't look like he's going to do it.
Jam's run out of straight.
Yep. So there he is. I think he's just going to quite comfortably settle for P2 here. Does not need to take any
lucky
risks.
has Jam got with all these avoiding the incidents.
Yeah, you say that, but
Today.
he's always been in the position. He's always been in the right position, and that is what you have to do. Ultimately made his own luck in the sprint, making his way through cleanly at the start to win that race. He's had to claw back quite a few points, but he has done it. As SLR Jam crosses the line, goes up to his pit wall to celebrate, as he is the first double champion in SLR Formula 2. He has done it with P2 in this race, so that is P2, 33 points. He wins the title over Corey by 6 points. Winning, he does not win it on track in the feature, but he will not care at all, because he has won the championship, and that is the biggest crown. That is the one that everyone wants, and that is the one that Jam has got.
Well,
Benster.
Corey, after
We
everything
have to mention
that's
Benster.
gone through this year.
Yeah, we got to mention Benster as well, because he has got his first. I think he's got his first victory in a feature race. Done very, very well. I think the top scorer. I said goal scorer again. The top scorer in this weekend, and Southerner back-to-back podiums as well. Be very, very happy with that, I am sure. And Race Roller and P4 in his return will be very, very happy. And Charlie, of course, the Evo champion. But it is Jam who is the overall champion. And that is the one that they all care about. And that is the one that Jam has won. And for a second time as well, as I said. I think he was the first champion, if I am correct. I think he was the first champion, and he is the most recent one. As just to confirm, results over the weekend, Jam indeed, 33 points, and that is what he needed to be champion. He didn't just do it by a slither, he did it by a significant margin, and that is what he needed, and he has won it. Benster will be very
high as we hoped it would be, but nevertheless a great performance from Jam.
Yep.
Faultless once again.
Yep. Very, very good race, of course. It was very enjoyable, and yeah, I mean the gap at the end in the feature race, just half a second in the end. As I said, I did wonder whether Jam would go for it, but decided against it. And oh yeah, Charlie as well. I need to get Charlie in the party. Nearly forgot. Oops. Charlie is yeah, that is. Hopefully everyone joins. That'd be good. Good vibes. Oh, and Corey as well. Oops, nearly forgot. Stacked party here tonight.
Wait till the donut lobby begins.
Yeah, I want to try and do donuts on my pad because my wheel's broken. I can't. Well, it's not broken. I just don't have a. Yeah, so I think we'll start off with Southerner and Benster, then Charlie, then Corey and Jam. Okay. So starting off, Matt, SLR Southerner. You said you weren't confident at all when I said you could have got some of the most points on the field, but P2 in the sprint and a P3 in the feature nets you a very, very comfortable third place overall out of the people scored today. I'm not sure what that means for your championship position, as you scored quite a few points more than Toby. So I don't know whether you've maybe even got ahead of him, but that's got to be an excellent result. You've got to be very, very happy with for the final round of the season.
Yeah, I'm happy. First of all, congratulations to Jam. The legend becomes the GOAT, first ever SLR Formula 2 two-time champion. And with he done it right at the start, and he's done it again now with the highest standard of drivers this division's ever seen. So Jam, absolute massive fair play to you. And what an amazing comeback to come back from like 70, 80 points behind and starting the season in reserve. About my round, yeah, I mean, I did a little race sim before we did this, because my setup was completely different to everyone else's, and I saw, oh, actually I'm feeling quite good, so I deleted the time trial setup and set it so everyone else thought I was using something different. So I'm happy with the overall points. It might get me 5th in the championship, if so, brilliant, back to where I belong. But yeah, another great end to the season, double podium round. I'm really delighted with how it's gone this season. Again, highest standard of driving we've seen in this division. And Steve been able to get a race win and a few podiums and not be as far off the likes of Jam, Benster, Toby, Corey as much as I first thought. So yeah, feeling good for the end of the season, and thank God we got 4 weeks off.
Indeed. And also just another question, just the division as a whole, kind of what's your thoughts on F2? We've seen it's been you've been very, very proud, of course, of F2 being the only division that's getting full attendances pretty much most weeks. Like, any words just in general about how you've enjoyed the racing this season? Like,
I must admit, after the first race, the calamity of how the game was and the connection, I thought about stepping down. But it wasn't until the Silverstone race where I started last, I enjoyed racing again, and I got well and truly back into it. So yeah, I know the whole league is in F2, but still people buy the game to play F1, and the fact that we're getting full grid turnouts every week in F2, it makes me proud. But it's because of the effort of everyone. It's not just myself, Darnell, and Beast. It's every single driver. Yeah, racecraft hasn't been easy this season, but pardon me. But we've got a plan in place to fix that, and it's going to be a group effort. So it's not just going to be the 3 admins; it's going to be everyone on the grid to help us fix that. But yeah, it makes me proud to be HA of a head admin of a division like this, and I just would also have a final thanks to Darnell and Beast, who bow out as admins now, where they leave a legacy in the division, as well as Jam, Ham, Freeman did when they first started going. Without their input, the division wouldn't be where it is right now, where I joke about it, and I've only got 1 more week to joke about it, I guess. It is the summit of Summit League Racing.
Yeah, it's a very cold Thursday to do it on F2 as well, I would add. Anyway, yeah, now on to Benster, because we'll talk about the champions, the nearly champions and whatever afterwards. Well, you have, I believe that's your first win. It's your first time topping the standings overall for a weekend, that is for sure, and well, considering you qualified, I think down like 12th or 13th, I have no idea how you done that, if I'm being honest. So how do you feel with your races and that P3 in the sprint first of all, and then P1 in the feature race? Must be very happy.
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest either. Had a bit of a spin, a half spin in quali, which was a bit silly of us. So yeah, 12th on the grid. Main focus was keep it clean at the start, because it's so easy to lose a front wing in these F2 cars. Yeah, I think a bit of contact in the last corner in the sprint. I think 3 of us spun, so that wasn't great either. That put us basically back down to 12th. And then I think there was just a lot of contact, to be honest, in that sprint, and slowly worked my way back up to 3rd. I think I got fastest lap as well, so I'll take that. Then yeah, for the main race, again, trying to keep it as clean as possible. I went for the soft and then the super soft for the second stint. Don't know about the timing of the safety car. It wasn't terrible for us, to be honest. Sort of kept me position. Ended up pretty much only behind Jam, I think. Managed to get past him, and then he's pushed us to the limit all the way to the end. So, congrats to him for the championship. You know, I've not been here long, but he's absolutely rapid, and a lot of the guys in here are, and it's just great racing. So yeah, cheers.
Yeah, and obviously, I believe I don't know if you're reserve or full time. I can't remember. Anyway, are you looking forward to a new season in the new year, potentially with good results that you've been getting? Be another person who could challenge for championships, I'm sure, would be very, very exciting, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Hoping for a full-time seat next year, just to reserve at the minute. Yeah, be great to get my own seat. So at least I'm guaranteed a race every week. And then yeah, hopefully I can give Jam a fight next year.
Yep, that'd be good. I'm sure we're going to have a pretty good fight next year. And now on to the champions, and of course the runner-up of glory. So I'll start off with Charlie, and Charlie, you have won the Evo class, taking away Dodgy's monopoly of that division. I think it is. I'm pretty sure you're the first winner who isn't Dodgy, who's to win the Evo Championship. So, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a good feeling, to be fair. Like you say, being the first champion of the Evo class, that isn't Dodgy. Obviously, this is Dodgy's territory. But yeah, it was a good feeling. Obviously, today's race was a bit all over the place, to be honest. I got my best qualifying of the season. I don't know how.
Yeah, we saw you in P5. I had no idea. I was very surprised.
Like, but when you look at it back, and like you said, like Benster had a half spin and things like that. That's probably why I was so far up there. And then in the sprint, I had a bit of stinker as well. But I managed to catch back up just to behind Marsh, so I didn't lose too many points going into the feature. And going into the feature, I messaged Southern asking how far behind I was. And I just realised that I just needed to beat Marsh in the feature to win it. And obviously with the qualifying going well, it wasn't as hard as it probably could have been, especially with Marsh's penalties as well, because he did overtake me on the last lap. But yeah, I say.
Yeah, good scrap between the two of you as well, which was good. Which was good to watch. We got some of that on stream, which was good.
Yeah, I'll watch it back.
Yeah. As now onto the main division, champions and runner-up. Firstly, obviously, apologies for having to make you and, well, especially Jam wait so long. But I feel like it's best to do most important positions last. So, firstly, Corey. Well, I'm sure you'll be a bit disappointed, but how do you feel about this season? How do you overall missing out? In the end, it wasn't particularly close, I would say. But yeah, how do you feel?
Yeah, I think this season as a whole has gone well, really. I think the only person I've got to blame really for this is me getting in these incidents, getting these license points. So again, it's not ideal. But again, towards the second half of the season, Jam has been unstoppable, really, getting pole positions, wins, been incredible. But yeah, I think this season's been really well for me, obviously apart from the obvious. But yeah, again, big congratulations to Charlie for winning the Evo Championship, and of course Jam for that incredible comeback, bringing it back at the end. So big well done. Yep.
Think you can go again for another challenge next season?
I'll definitely give it a go. Yeah, same as obviously change of driving style next season to calm down a little. Well, I hope to calm down a little bit. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try and go for it again next season.
Yep. That'll be good to see. Good to have a multi-way scrap. Of course, now Jam's got 2 titles. Bit more incentive for everyone else to try and catch up to that, I think. And now finally, it's taken us about 25 minutes, but we're still not in the donut lobby, so there is that. We've had to keep the stream going anyway. So Jam. Well, as I think Southerner said, you've had to win the championship the hard way, I would say, given the amount of points that you've had to make up, and from mostly not even seeming a title contender, you've been given this opportunity in the final race, and well, seems like the pressure did not phase you at all in the final race. P1 in the sprint, P2 in the feature, could have of course even been back-to-back P1s, and we thought it might be a little close, but you did it with a bit of buffer to spare as well. So first of all, congratulations for the title. Second of all, talk us through your races. How was the nerves, first of all, and how did you handle it, and how do you think you drove today, and of course throughout the entire season?
Can't hear him.
He's absolutely
hear him.
speechless.
Is your controller turned off? Good comms.
Not like this, please.
Oh.
Not like this.
No.
He's getting the shoey ready.
Hello?
Hey!
Hi, there we are.
Sorry about that.
Did
Don't know what
did
was
you
up.
hear everything I said? Did you
Yeah,
hear
I
everything
did. I
said?
got it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, firstly, just want to say congratulations to Corey. Really, I think he was definitely the quicker driver all season. But yeah, I think he summed it up quite well himself. It was the mistake, unfortunately. But yeah, as for myself, very very happy with that. I think the comeback in itself would have been impressive, even if I'd come up short. But yeah, going into it, obviously knowing that it was just down to me after everything that had happened, yeah, I was pretty nervous about it. Qualifying was okay. I'd done better laps, but I had quite a few spins in practice, so I was happy with third on the grid. I knew I could do it from there. And then yeah, ideal in the sprint race. Obviously a few incidents in front of me for some of the guys, which made it a bit easier. And then it was just all about keeping the gap to Southerner. Didn't make it easy for myself at one point, but just did enough to keep out of the DRS. And then yeah, the feature, just I had to keep it clean there. I think P4 would have done it.
Sorry, Jam, pick your car, Jam. Sorry.
Yeah, no, so P4 would have done it. So I just kept going like that, and in third place, I could just take it easy. And then yeah, obviously safety car came out, which I wasn't too happy about. I was getting a bit worried. But no, I knew the supers could make it, but it wouldn't be easy. But yeah, thankfully, a few other incidents and things going my way again. But I just did what I had to do. Really kept it clean and didn't get involved in anything silly. So yeah, to be two-time champion is pretty special after how close this division's been over the 6 seasons we've had it.
Yes, indeed. And as Matt pointed out, said you didn't even start the season off as a full-time driver, so
Yeah.
So I guess it probably wasn't even remotely on your mind at all to go for a full-on championship. And as well, there's a couple of things, because it was not obviously as straightforward as it looked. There were a couple of scares I noticed in both of the races, in particular the sprint. Obviously you can quite easily lose your head a little bit and stuff. So like, how did you make sure you keep calm through those, nearly losing it from being hit a couple of times?
I think, to be honest, the first one in the sprint, I felt quite comfortably in control of it then. More than anything, I just knew that no matter what, I was behind anyway. I basically had it all to lose, had it all to gain effectively. It wasn't all down to me. I knew if I drove the best races that I could, then I could get the job done. So to be honest, I didn't feel the pressure in that sense. I felt the pressure a bit more, just kind of trying to keep it clean and not get involved in anything silly, because I knew that would be the potential downfall.
Indeed, and also next season. What's your thoughts on next season? Of course, you've become the first two-time champion. You're going to go for back-to-back next season. Do you think that's something that's possible, or do you think? And obviously, there's going to be a lot of competition. So, do you welcome the fight back from Corey? Try to get a title. You looking forward to doing it all over again?
Yeah, definitely. I think Corey's probably going to come back stronger than he has been this season. I think it just depends who's there. Obviously, Matt and Joe Darnell are both very quick beasts up there as well. Obviously, Ham, Benster now as well joining the grid. So there's a lot of quick guys here that aren't going to make it easy at all. But I think I effectively came from nowhere this season, so I don't see a clean slate for everyone. Don't see why I can't do it again.
Yeah, should be a good season. Could be a good season anyway, and hopefully, hopefully it's a bit of a cleaner one this season. I think in general there's been lots of incidents from everyone. I can think of one that both you and Corey were involved in. Get me on arc.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks.
Oh, nice broadcast camera where I can't even see your car. Lovely. Nice one. All right. Yeah. As we've got some donuts. Let's give everyone a bit of screen time for the donuts. It's Baggy steamrollering into P3. Yay. Donuts. Yay. And that rounds off the F2 season. For 2022. It's been a good season. Everyone's enjoyed the 3 streams we've had this season, or something.
5 streams.
Oh, you've counted.
Massively appreciate you and Men's doing the last 2 rounds. Like you said, we've not been seeing many streams, but at least we got the big rounds, the important rounds in there. So yeah, massively appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, I got about that as well. Big thanks to Sen, Men's, and I think Race Roller and Green as well, who streamed earlier on in the season. Like Matt said, we haven't had many streams, especially for F2 this season. I've tried all I can to help out with that, but again, it's a big thank you to you lot for stepping in and helping out.
Yeah, it was fun. And anyway, that's all we got time for.
Yeah, it's a great race.
That's all we got time for. Goodbye and Merry Christmas, everyone! Yay! Woo. Live streaming.